Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of XAM Talk. We didn't all know the XAM Talk. This is episode 10. I don't know how it's gotten this far. I don't know why it says everybody's muted. Maybe they did it on purpose. Who knows? But I'm here with Cam as always, and we have a special guest. We're here with Sheena. Again, Hi guys. How's it going?
It's going pretty good.
All right.
Just
I
letting you
guess you
know.
both muted on purpose. I don't know.
Yeah, we're just letting you do your thing.
Oh, all right. Okay. Cool. I was confused. I thought it all went downhill.
I muted because he muted.
All right. Well, that's good. That's cool. Anyway,
Ooh, you can
we're
see
10
that?
episodes in somehow. That's pretty nice. We got a nice cult following. After this episode, I'm going to make money from this, which is interesting. It's going to finally let me cash
We're
out.
not
So,
getting paid a thing.
yeah, we're about to make bank. And Cam, by I mean bank, me and you are going to make it $2 and we're going to have to split it down the middle. I know that's going to be a little hard. But make $2. Anyway, so yes, we got a guest today, Sheena. You want to introduce yourself?
What's up?
Yeah.
I don't really know how to introduce myself.
Hey, I don't know either. I've been doing this for so long, it just comes naturally to me.
I think it's kind of funny how, this is how you're going to introduce yourself with this topic, depression.
Oh yes, depression, the best way to introduce yourself.
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, I'm just gonna say it for everybody. Here's just a general trigger warning, because this is an episode about depression. I have a list of things I plan on talking about, so it gets pretty deep. I guess we'll get to what depression means to us. Cam, you wanna start us off, or should I?
I would just say depression is I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe it. I think you have to go through it to really understand it. But most people when they think of depression, it's like sadness, and it's pretty much it. But sometimes it can manifest in other ways. You don't feel like doing anything. You don't have motivation to, you know, really live anymore. Sometimes, it can manifest in different ways. But um, pretty much depression is just when you feel almost numb. You feel sad, but it's not something that goes away.
Yeah.
And it really starts to affect you in many different ways. It first starts off just feeling a certain way, and then it starts to affect you physically. You can't think straight. Um, I'll let you guys kind of add on, but yeah, it's pretty much.
I was gonna say it's like if you swallow a rock, like a really big rock. It just kind of sits with you, and it's just kind of there. It's like it's also like you got this heavy cloud just kind of pulling you in. That's how that's what I kind of feel about it. And it's just kind of a feeling I've had for 5-6 years. You just feel this heaviness. This I don't know if I could say emptiness, because in this weird way it's kind of like a fullness, but not a type you want.
Yeah, it's like you're full of sadness, but at the same time you're empty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Sheena, you have a definition of depression.
It's like something that affects your whole life. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, man.
I'm agreeing with what you guys are saying.
Yeah, I mean it's so hard to specifically understand, especially because everybody goes through something really different.
Yeah,
people not everyone's the same. People get some symptoms, and everyone's different.
I remember middle school is where it gets where it hits. You know, I think for a lot of people, because you know you're getting all these types of people all coming in, because when you're in elementary school, you're just kind of, you know, off of this small group of people. You get all these bigger like people coming in. You get this whole group of people, and you don't know any of them, and then like that can kind of weigh on you a bit. I feel like that's how it went for me.
Yeah, for me, it kind of started in, well, actually, middle school. I think I was just like nervous. Like, that's when I first felt anxiety for the first time. But like, in terms of depression, I don't think I really felt that until, you know, probably towards the end of middle school, actually. And then once I got into high school, it really hit. But I don't know. I mean, what did you go through in middle school that kind of caused that? What do you think?
Well, I'd say my first breakup. Yeah, it's always an interesting one. I don't know if I told you the story, Sheena. I might have said it in the Discord of yours or something. But I have this girlfriend that cheated on me in 6th grade with like a 27-year-old.
Oh yeah, you have mentioned that.
Yeah, I feel like I've never been the same since.
Yeah, I mean, that's something crazy to deal with at such a young age.
Yeah, especially like when you think it's like such a deep relationship, but it's like 6th grade. So I mean, I don't know.
I mean, man, it's like the first time you're feeling love, so it's hard for a whole bunch of reasons.
Yeah. I mean, that, like, to have something like that and then have it pulled away is weird, you know. And it was healthy too, I guess. From my perspective, yeah. So it was a hard hit, and the hit never really went away.
And it just went downhill from there.
It really did. I mean, you know about me in middle school and how all that went, which I'll probably get into a bit later, because it really pertains to the subject. So, and I gotta say though, like, I was like in the Imagine Dragons like at that time. And you know, that's how you know I fell apart, is because I started just hating them, and I was like, man, you know, where's this going? And then suddenly I was like listening to what was I listening to? I think I started listening to Metallica or something, I don't know.
That's actually very true. That's a very good point. You know you're going through something when your music taste starts to change.
Yeah. And it changed for the better. I hate Imagine Dragons. I can't stand them. I can't stand them. They're annoying.
They're alright.
Got
some good songs.
Their new stuff is what's really annoying. Their older stuff's better.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. You got any depressing middle school stories, Sheena?
For
the group that you'd like to share?
I mean, middle school is like a weird time, because like you're thinking so much about what other people think of you and like trying to like fit in or something like that.
I agree with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like,
and you know what? Yeah, because I think in middle school we also have this like personality change. It's not where you find your personality, but you have this personality change. And I know I definitely went through that, you know. There was something I used to do, like in the beginning of middle school, that towards the end I was just not with it because I was like embarrassed to do it.
Yeah. I mean, in middle school I was like, well, Sheena will get this reference. I was like her ex on easy mode or something, you know. I mean,
What does that mean?
Oh, her ex was bad, basically. I mean, she can tell it if she wants to, but you know, you don't have to. But
so you were bad, but not that bad.
Well, I mean, him on easy mode would still be pretty bad, but I was not good. Like he led into
the dude was toxic, like super toxic.
Why's that? I mean, you don't have to talk about it, but
No, I can. The dude was like super controlling
Mm.
and jealous.
I mean, that sounds like somebody else I know. Sounds like a big situation, you know, Cam.
Yeah.
Like, I dated her, and man, that was an interesting time.
Well, actually, I have a question for you about. So, when it came to her, because I know I started hearing about her and like how she was around middle school. So, when you first dated her, did you hear about the rumors that were going around about her, just how she was? And
Yeah, I heard everything about her, honestly, and us dating wasn't as bad as us being friends afterwards, because I made a video about her, basically like an expose, if you will, you know, really exposing who she is.
yeah, I remember that.
And that, yeah, I was at a real low point with all that stuff, because like I got everybody telling me from every end when I was dating her, and how horrible she is. I'm like, dude, come on, just stop, you know. I got off of a really low point at end of 2015. I had a suicide attempt then,
It was
and
related to that.
so 2015 was when all the stuff was happening. So like I'm just
Oh,
like, well, I'm gonna get my way out of this, and I'm like, actually, nah, you know what, I got more to do here. So I persevered, and I'm like, well, I'm still alive. So I got out the old duct tape, and I went on my way. Might be too much information, but I did say trigger warning at the start of this, so is what it is. But I don't know what I'm talking about anymore.
yeah, you said something about duct tape. I got kind of lost.
I don't know where I went, honestly. I just started trailing off.
But I mean, yeah. What topic were we on? We were on middle school, right?
Yeah, I was talking about what leading up to whatever, because I was at a low point with her, and she abused me as a friend when we were friends and all that. That was an odd, uncomfortable situation, if I'm being honest.
Not bad.
I mean, like, and this is a less known form of abuse, but like showing people like what you do to yourself, you know, like self-harm is abuse. And that also weighed on me severely, because the whole time we were friends, I just wanted to help her be better. Like, I just wanted to help her not feel pain. I just wanted to help her not be a racist. I just wanted to help her with this, that, and the other, you know. And that fed into my depression a lot, and that was over a span of years. You know, I'm still going through heartbreak from being broken up with, and well, through all the relationships I had previous. Then I got to deal with her, and then on top of all that, you know, I got school. You know, I don't know why teachers expect you to like come to school every day, honestly, because you know, you got so much on your mind at that age. It's insane.
Yeah, definitely. And I think another thing, and I think they've talked about this before, just like, you know, in the news and whatnot, trying to have the discussion on whether or not mental health days were necessary for kids. And I personally think they are, you know.
Absolutely.
'Cause, I mean, I remember when I was in school, I had to take off so many days. Um, Now, I mean, I guess another problem that comes up is like, how do you keep them, I guess, on track with everybody else in school? Because, you know, everyone would be taking different mental health days. But um, I still think it's really important because, you know, sometimes you just need time to sit back and just like gather your thoughts and not to deal with all the stress coming in all at once. You know, it's, yeah.
If there were mental health days, I think everybody would be feeling a lot better. I know that I didn't come to school because I felt too depressed a lot of days.
Mm.
I mean, like,
For
still
real, like,
days. Oh, sorry.
school, it's all right. School is like really stressful.
Facts.
It's stressful for sure. Like, yeah, I took so many days off because of just feeling depressed, and every so often I just don't want to get up in the morning. I just want to lay there. Like, I still got stuff weighing on me. Like, it just doesn't go away. Especially when you have like bad anxiety or something, that even adds to it. And that's just rough.
That was one of the things I was going to bring up. When I was dealing with depression, it kind of the main reason was because of social anxiety. Like, that was a big thing that I was dealing with, and that stuff affects you so much because you're in a really, judgmental place, and there's a lot of socializing you have to do, and there's a lot of things that are stressful socially that just kind of amp up that anxiety. So dealing with that every single day and feeling like no one like understands, and like there's just like no time to relax and like just figure everything out. It was so much.
I cannot stand social anxiety. It
Yeah,
just
man.
hurts.
Same.
Bro.
I remember
It's
like
exhausting.
yeah, honestly, like it's like trying to push a car, and people don't get that. Teachers don't get that. That's like, when a teacher randomly calls on you and like they expect you to say something. I'm like, I don't feel comfortable speaking right now, ma'am. All right? It's always
That's
the
another
women
thing,
teachers too. I don't know why.
Yeah, I hate how they kind of force you to participate. Like, if I want to participate, I will. And,
Yeah.
it's one thing to be a disruption to the class and, uh, sleeping in class, whatever. But like, there was times where I was just like really just trying to sit there and learn. And the minute they called on me, I was just so like caught up in how I said something, or, I guess I'm afraid of being called on, so I can't even focus. Like
Yeah.
it just ruined the whole experience. And it's funny because they want to write on your report card, they're not participating in class, they're not doing their work, but it's like, how can you do it when you're not even able to focus because you're so anxious?
I mean, if I was comfortable participating, I would have. But you know what? I'm out of the school system now. I don't got any of that to worry about. So, sure, I got socializing at work and whatnot, but come on,
Yeah.
School is probably worse because, like, teenagers are very judgmental.
I know. Oh, those smelly bitches, I tell you.
And I mean, like, I even still feel it to this day. Like, you ever see like teenagers out in public and you're just like, you just don't like it. You know what I mean? Like, it's
See a teenager? Oh God, one of them. Ugh.
real. Like, it's really like that still. Cause yeah, they just have this like judgmental vibe, and they're always in groups, and that's how it was in school. Like, it's just flashbacks.
Oh, it hurts. I had a bunch of teenagers come up to the counter at work when they wanted some meat, or no, actually no, they wanted cheese. And this dude, this is like the most, frat boy look on his face. His mask keeps falling off. He looks like a big acne, basically. And this man is just judging me the whole time. I'm like, let me cut your pound of cheese, alright? Like, this man's judging me too hard.
What, he was judging how you were cutting or something?
And he's just looking at me, just judging me. And, like, every time I looked at him, he just stared through my soul.
I hate people like that.
I know.
Yeah, yeah, that's one thing I really do hate. Like, when people just like stare at you, like, it's making you even more uncomfortable. And
my job is so uncomfortable.
I bet.
People just stand there just waiting for you to give them food. And I'm just like, I'm just dying. I'm like, am I taking too long? Am I not cutting this correctly? Is the person working with me gonna barge in and just do it for me? That's happened before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like, I'm doing the best I can. Oh God. I gotta work 4 days straight after today, so,
Jeez.
Is what it is. Like, another thing, why is school 5 days straight?
Man, I don't even know.
Like, you have so many kids that like have poor mental health. You're forcing them to go somewhere 5 days straight, and they already hate it. Like, school contributes to depression. Honestly, I think I'm less depressed than I was when I was going to school, but I'm still depressed.
Oh, 100%. Like, I'm definitely a lot less depressed, but yeah, I'm still going through it. But I think their whole thing is, you have the weekends. Um,
Yeah,
that should be enough. But
it's not.
yeah, it's definitely not. And
School
also
should be
the
like
worst
a
part,
schedule, you know?
yeah. I mean, but you also have homework to do still,
Oh,
and
God.
yeah, like that's
Homework is
it,
stupid. You have like
it
some of
really,
the smartest people in the world say homework has no benefit.
it literally doesn't. In fact, it makes me hate school even more, like
Yeah.
because it's just adding so much extra stress. Like I feel like homework should have been optional. Like if you needed it,
Yeah.
you do it. But
It should be like extra credit, right?
right, yeah, like that's what most teachers did.
Yeah.
I mean, cool teachers did. Like yeah, they would make it extra credit because they understood like it's not easy being in school all day long, especially you wake up early in the morning and then you go to school for 6 hours straight and you come back home and you're just kind of tired and you just want to relax and don't really want to think about school, but you have homework.
They should be legally required to give everybody coffee in the morning. I'm just saying. We had
No, but
a
for
bell at
real,
7. Yeah.
school should be, I mean, not school, home. Home should be a place where, like, you can relax and, like, wind down. But it's kind of hard when school sends you home with more work to do.
Exactly.
I don't think I did homework in high school at all.
I think that's when I did the most homework.
I did it. I did it all during Connect, which is our free period. So Sheena, we had a thing called Connect. That's when I did all my homework, or I just didn't do it at all, or I cheated, and I looked it up. It was always one of those. I'm sorry, not sorry. In your dumb Spanish class and your horrible teaching. Yeah, I made a diss track on her, which is always nice. It has 45 views. If it gets to 50 views, I will buy a Gucci bag. You've heard it here, folks. I don't know what I'll do with it, but I'll have it.
Do what everyone else does.
Nothing?
Nothing. Flex it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk around. I'm gonna walk around my job and be like, "Hey, look at my Gucci bag, everybody! How cool is this? How cool and kooky am I? I got this nice Gucci bag." I must said the wrong word there, and that would have been interesting. But okay, all right. Let's try to move this forward here.
But yeah, we need to talk about.
What?
I think you guys might already touched on. I don't think you did, Sheena, but or that I did, but basically our stories like suicidal attempts.
Yeah, I touched on mine a little bit. I cut myself and I used duct tape to,
Well, you use duct tape to seal the cuts back up.
Yeah, that's what I did. I'm like, you know what? I actually wanna live, so I'm just gonna do this.
Oh wow.
I think it was more of a symbolic thing because I feel like my old self died in that moment, which is a very good thing.
Mm.
Like that's when I started caring about other people more. And it's still something I do to this day. I always put other people before myself, which is another big contributing factor to depression. Because if you just keep putting yourself last and people keep hurting you, how are you ever gonna get better?
You know what's funny? I was just about to say. They say one of the things that make you happy is like. I think the word is gratitude. No, that's being grateful or whatever. But no, one of the things was basically giving back to people because it makes you feel good that you gave back to someone. But I do agree too that when you give too much and receive nothing in return, and you feel like you're being taken for granted, it almost like has the complete opposite effect. So it's nice to give to people, but it's sometimes it can really be the reason why you have like no self-worth, because people just make you feel worthless.
Yeah,
And
people just not like people not being grateful like you're doing something for them. That hurts. That hurts so much. Like in high school, I tried to do things for everybody. I tried to make sure everybody was getting the help they needed. That goes for my. I never got anything in return from her. I tried to help her become a better person so much, and what does she do? She cuts me off. She calls Taylor the N word. I mean, like what? All the stuff.
oh wow.
That hurt. That hurt. So what's your I know you texted me yesterday and said you almost attempted suicide. You have a story for that, or?
Oh yeah. So basically, mine's is almost kind of dumb, but basically, I'd already been going through it. Like like I said, I was dealing with social anxiety. This was in about, I think, ninth grade probably. But yeah, I was going through a hard time with social anxiety, and it was affecting my grades. And I knew this, and I'd actually been warned by my parents because I think they had received a report card during like the end of the first semester or something, or second, however that worked. But basically, they received a report card and they saw my grades and they were bad, so they warned me because they were like, "You don't get them up," because we were planning to go on a trip in a couple of months after everybody had kind of gotten out of school. And they said if I don't get my grades up, I'm not going on the trip. So luckily, towards the end of the trip, my mom was the only one that saw the grades. Usually it's my dad who freaks out about the grades. So she ended up hiding it so I can go on the trip. But basically after the trip, I got into a fight, and it was between my older sister and I. But basically when I got into that fight, um, for some reason my mom thought that'd be a good time to bring up my grades. So I had to deal with my sister and uh, us getting in trouble about that fight, and then she brought up the grades, and then I was getting yelled at by my parents about that, and I was just like really angry, and I think I was feeling like really just attacked by everybody, and just dealing with that all throughout school. That's how I felt throughout school, because I was also going through different things, like friends treating me a certain type of way, um, yeah, just a lot, and basically on the drive home, I was just really in my feelings. The 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 radio was playing really sad songs, and that didn't help. But yeah, I was just really in my feelings. But when we finally got home, because on the car ride, I was thinking about it, like taking my life, because I was just really going through it. So yeah, by the time we got home, I was ready to do that. But luckily, as I went up to my room and was getting ready to just kind of get in my thoughts and probably take my life soon afterwards, my parents had called me down and just had a talk. It was a really good talk. They weren't yelling. They were just like talking to me and just understanding what I was going through, and that's really all I needed in that time. Because when I was in that car, I felt really attacked. Like no one understood me. And that's how I felt throughout school. So I think it just felt good in that moment to not feel like the world was against me, and that's what kind of relaxed me. But had they not done that and they yelled at me some more and sent me back to my room, I probably would have taken my life that day. But
Wow, you have
yeah,
some great parents. I tell you.
yeah, man, they're pretty great, and they've gotten a lot better ever since. They've been doing this thing where if we're going through stuff, they talk to us, and I think it's because everybody in my family now deals with some sort of mental health issue. So now it's kind of like they've had to get used to it and had to figure out how to really approach the situation. So I think that's why they're so great.
I really wish that like I was able to say the same. Like I was able to say, hey, everybody understands this, that, and the other. And I'm not in a place where I can say that because they don't understand it at all. So I'm just doing me, as I've been. I don't know
Yeah,
how
no,
I've
I
gone through
heard
it,
that
but
You had also said something about wanting to start on medication or for antidepressants,
Yeah.
and for anxiety too. But you said that your mom wouldn't let you because she didn't think it was real or something.
Yeah, that was like how long? I don't remember how long ago that was. That was like a year and a half ago, maybe.
Mm.
But, yeah. Apparently we don't have a 40-minute time limit anymore according to Zoom. They just said, "Hey, we're taking it off." So
Yeah, all that it kind of distracted me. But is
yeah,
it basically just like free game? Like it's unlimited?
apparently it's now.
All right, cool.
That's just what they said. They're like, "Hey,
It's been
we're
45
not."
minutes already.
Yeah, not gonna go
All
that
right,
much
well,
longer. So
uh, let's let Sheena share a story, and then we'll talk about medicating.
all right. I don't. Okay, she is.
I don't really know what to talk about. I'm like super awkward.
I mean, it's all right. We went over like, and you don't have to share one if you don't want to, but we just went over our suicide attempts. He didn't really attempt, but I don't know
Yeah,
if you have or
Well,
haven't, but you don't gotta.
I think that relationships can be a pretty big factor to it, especially when you like really like that person.
100%.
Yep. I mean, a big contributor to mine was my depression was a past relationship. Yep.
I mean, hey, you're in a better place now. You got your boyfriend now. It's all going well, I guess.
Yep.
I mean, he leaves you on delivered a lot, but we're gonna look past that. I mean,
He's a busy guy.
he is a busy guy. Doing what I don't know. I don't talk to him, but
And it's also a healthy relationship, not like my last one.
it is, and we love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
that's amazing.
I mean, imagine being in a healthy relationship. I can't
I was
say
just
I ever
about to
have been.
say, I don't know what that's like, but yeah, it's actually I think another thing that kind of brought back those feelings of depression um, was being in a relationship because I don't know, it's like a different type of
Oh,
heartbreak is something that's oh man,
your relationship that you were in recently. I will forever hate that woman. I tell you,
man, I hate her too.
like,
But it's weird too, like, and I think you can relate to this. I think we might all be able to relate to this. Um, and it's just like when you're with someone for so long, you spend so much of your time with them. As much as you hate them, you still reminisce about the good moments, and that part, like, that you can't ever have that again. Like, it just, yeah, it really messes with you.
yeah, I feel that all the time. I'm like, man, I miss this person, but also this person's actually really terrible. So maybe I should have missed this person.
Right. And then you
Yep.
start to like think like, dang, maybe I did something wrong. But
I always think it's my fault, which is the thing.
mm,
And that's also the issue when you like when they are going out of their way to tell people that's your fault. That's also an issue when you literally didn't do anything. Two instances last year, which we've covered. I don't know about almost every episode in this podcast
yeah, that's what it says.
of like me doing literally nothing and then getting blamed for everything. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
I mean, I'm sure I did. Like, I wasn't perfect. Like, but I don't. The stuff that I ended up getting blamed for, I had no idea. Like, I sent you, the 40-minute voice message I got.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the stuff she was saying, like, I don't even know if I've ever talked to you about that stuff that she was complaining about. But
I think you did, and I listened to bits and pieces of it. I gotta bit of it.
Yeah, I mean, it was just the stuff she was saying. She'd never brought up to me before. Um, the way it ended was it was super petty. Like it was like the fact that she didn't really try to like save the relationship is what bothers me to this day. And that's like another thing that makes you feel worthless when they just like leave and don't really care about it. They don't try to fight for it. They just let it go.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what she wanted at the end of the day. Maybe she wanted an older guy. I don't know. You know. Like,
Yeah, I think that's what it was, honestly.
Isn't she like 3 years older than you or something?
Yeah, 3 years older, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, you know. Maybe she wants one of those 50-year-old men. I hear there's a lot of 50-year-old men on the market right now.
Hey, man, she could have had a 50-year-old. I mean, because she was around a bunch of old dudes. You know, she worked at Home Depot. It wasn't an issue, but
even better.
Yeah, even better. Like that's the perfect spot. But yeah, man, it was. I think you're right. If you listen to the voice message, she made that pretty clear.
Yeah, it was a great experience. You know, absolutely breathtaking. You know, her and her interesting ways. You know, you go from door dashing somebody a hamburger to leaving them a 40-minute message. Don't ask me how I remember that. I just do.
Yeah, I don't know. You remember? I didn't even remember that part, but
I got a brain like none other. It's starting to smell like weed down here, and I don't know why. Yo, Sheena, you smoking through the mic or something, or?
No.
Probably.
I know that you don't smoke. I was just joking, everybody, before like YouTube or something, you know.
I actually missed that smell.
The smell of weed. It's just like skunk, you know.
Yeah,
it's not terrible.
Pretty stinky, but like it. You know, when you were. That's a good thing, though. It's supposed to stink. That's how you know it's good, but we're not talking about that.
Yeah, let's avoid weed so I don't like get canceled or something, you know.
Yeah, get demonetized or whatever.
Yeah. Well, we've covered quite a bit today. I trying to think of one last thing here before we get wrapped.
Well, I was going to talk about medicating, but I don't really know. Have we all? I mean, you haven't.
I haven't, so I have no experience. I know you have. I don't know if Sheena has.
Yeah,
you have.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm kind of for it, but at the same time, I haven't really had much of a difference from it. If anything, I'm more because you can take the medication and it might help you a little bit, but at the same time, you still gotta. But maybe that's just me. Like I still have to push myself to get out of bed and be productive if I want to be happy. Stop dwelling on the past. Like that's stuff I have to do on my own. But I don't know. That's just me.
I think another thing that could help would be like therapy or counseling.
Oh yeah. I actually used to be in therapy for a while, and I did end up not having to go anymore. So I guess maybe the medicine did play a part in that aspect because I stopped going, or maybe just the therapist was really helpful in helping me get past everything I was going through. But yeah, I do agree. Therapy is definitely really helpful.
Yeah.
I can't relate.
Yeah. I mean, well, talking about your feelings, how does that help you? Because I mean, you've done that before with me, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, whenever something traumatic happens, I just call you or something.
Oh yeah.
I feel better.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just about letting it out. I think the biggest thing is when you have no one to talk to and you feel like no one gets what you're going through. But then also, I know another thing is feeling like there's no way to get past it. And I think that's where a lot of us feel stuck. Like we don't know what to do. You know, we feel like we're going to be in a situation forever. And I think that's probably how you felt about relationships, because you kept on dealing with the same experience over and over again. Like that's what you've been going through with just about every
Yeah,
relationship.
I felt like I was being backed over by a car, honestly, several times. And you know, set, you know, just if I were to include the two people that left my life last year, well, it would technically be three, but the other person I couldn't care less what happens to her. The two people that did leave, you know, I felt like I was hit by a car because it came out of nowhere. You know, apparently I hacked one person, and then the other's being all mysterious and spooky because she thinks it's cool. Who knows, you know?
Mm.
I mean, I don't know. Again, don't know if it's my fault. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm like secretly like burning down the orphanages. I don't know.
I mean, that's the thing, though. They make you out to be this person that you're not. Like, and worst of all, it's like all these things that they're claiming that you did. One, you either never really did, or you had no idea that you were doing it and that it was bothering them, and they just don't bring it up to you. And
That's what
I
sucks.
feel like that's a way to cover up their own mistakes.
yeah, I agree. Like, definitely.
Yeah, and make you seem out to be the bad person.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's one thing that, you know, my past relationship, one thing that I remember about her, she was really manipulative. Like, she would always make me feel like the bad guy in every situation. I always ended up apologizing in every situation. And it's no surprise that she was the one that left and didn't care. And I mean, it was bound to happen, but yeah, definitely.
It's funny how all three of us have like the same exact type of person in our life.
Yeah, because I think that's all it takes is just that one toxic person. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, like, you know, you got her ex, you know, you got yours, you got, you know, I don't know how many times I said her name during this, but I'm gonna have to bleep it every single time I've said it. So, you know, that's gonna be fun. I mean, oh well, you know.
I mean, you could. I mean, I don't think they're gonna put two and two together because for the longest time, you've been calling her by a different name.
Yeah.
But
I don't even know what it was.
yeah, me either.
All I know is I've been calling people inanimate objects, so, you know. Gotta love inanimate objects, you know. I mean, what are they gonna do?
Clearly not.
Well, I guess that's a wrap, everybody. This has been the depression episode. Unless I forgot something, but I can't.
I
I
think
can't
we touched
remember.
on just about everything. That was pretty good.
Yeah. So thanks everybody for being here. You know, Sheena, you've been a great guest. You've been our first guest. Hopefully, we have more guests.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, you're
Yeah.
welcome. You know, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna link her TikTok in the description because you know what? You should watch because she's a legend on there. You know. Anyway, thanks everybody for listening / watching. You know, this podcast is everywhere except Apple Podcasts because Apple, you know, I don't know what they're doing, but it's not correct. So, I don't know how many emails I got to write to Apple saying put my podcast in Apple Podcasts, or I'm getting all the Spotify money. So yeah, there you go. Thank you, and hopefully me and Cam will see you next week. I don't know anymore. All right, bye everybody.